Hello everyone and welcome to Geo 443-543, Python Programming for Geospatial Applications. If we have never met before, I'm Robin Abbott. I'm the instructor for the class. I'm also the GIS coordinator for the university and the certificate advisor for the GISI certificate, which covers all things geospatial, which I know many of you are certificate students. If you are not and you would like some additional information about that, that is just one of the many things that you are welcome to email me about as the semester goes on. Now, the purpose of this first video, so you've successfully clicked on it here on the landing page for our class, is just to orient you to the class, welcome you to the class. This class is going to be a fully online asynchronous course. So in what I like to call the before times, this class has always been taught as an asynchronous online course for 10 years. So all of the students who have ever come before you have all taken this class in the exact same way that you are going to take this class. It has always been built for this type of format. It's just that now we all know these words, online and asynchronous. So welcome to the class. It will operate like all other asynchronous classes that you have at Miami, meaning that course content will roll out at a specific time each week, and you will have a specific time each week when your course material for the week is due. There will be no times that we officially meet. However, I will open up some open office hours times after you fill out a bit of a form for me. And I also will always be available on email, and I will have some dedicated office hour times as well. Just to let you know, so far this semester I will not have any in-person office hours in my office because I will still primarily be working from home. However, we will do Zoom sessions, which actually sometimes even work out much better because we can very easily share our screens and work through problems pretty quickly without you having to run back and forth from a computer lab to figure out where I am. So without further ado, let me just introduce you to your Canvas site for the course. And actually here I'm going to get into student view real quick so I'm looking at it how you're looking at it. Here is the landing page. So this is where you clicked to watch this intro video. Good job. This just goes through what you probably have already seen in the course catalog is just the course learning objectives. So this is what we're going to learn throughout the semester. We are essentially going to spend the first half of the semester just learning the Python programming language. So we're just going to learn the basics of Python for the first semester. It's not until the second half of the semester that we're going to start working with GIS applications and GIS scripts. So we don't need to really integrate with ArcPro and with the package we call ArcPy until the second half of the semester. However, you do need to have ArcPro installed on your machine here within the first week of the semester because the version of Python we're going to need, which is Python 3, automatically gets installed with ArcPro, and a lot of the interacting programs that we need, they're called idles, and how we interact with Python, how we type out our scripts get automatically installed with ArcPro, and we want to make sure that we have those so that we're all working with the same programs. So while we will not get to GIS until the second half of the semester, you do need ArcPro installed at the beginning, and don't worry, you're going to have lots of steps that you walk through this week that are going to guide you through getting that process done. All right, so it's just a little bit about me. There's my name. There's no doctor in front of there, so you can just call me Robin or Ms. Abbott. Robin is just fine. Again, I won't have any in-person office hours. There's my email, or you can easily find me in the Miami system. I will have some office hours that you can sign up for on my Google Calendar. Those will be rolling out the first week of classes. And I will also try to have just an open couple hours drop-in session for this class where I will just host an open Zoom session and you can drop in as you would like. And you'll see those actually pop up on Canvas. So Canvas will be the way that you can gain access to those Zoom sessions. But if neither of those work, so you really can just email me. You're welcome to email your TA as well and just request another day or time, or just feel free to send us questions. So your TA for the semester is Abby Phyllis. She took this class last spring, so in spring 2020. I am actually meeting with her later today, and we will have her office hours nailed down, and we'll do a formal introduction for you there if you do not know Abby. All right, so course tour. This is really short because it's just to tell you that the two most important parts of this particular class can be found via the syllabus and the modules page. So all of our course content is under modules, and we'll go there here in a second. And this is just telling you that the course introduction video that you're watching right now is going to orient you to the layout of the course. What's at the bottom here is just some boilerplate information from Miami about wellness and safety. So these are just some things that we want you to always have access to. Of course, we want you to make sure that you are safe and healthy while you are here at Miami, and these are just some easy access places for you to get any help that you might need. All right, so I've told you that the syllabus and the modules are the most important places to go. So let's go ahead and head over to the syllabus. The syllabus, there you go, there's my Miami picture, and here's again the information about me, so you can find it here as well. Brief course description like most syllabi have, and this is where you're going to see the required materials. So there is a computer requirement for this course. You do need to have a Windows computer or a computer that's capable of hosting a Windows operating system, and you also need Arc Pro 2.x installed. So you will have access to the computer labs in Scheidler Hall 132 and 134. By virtue of being in this class, you will be put on a list that gives you key card access to Scheidler 132. So you can go in there at any time. You must follow Miami's COVID protocols. You must social distance and wear masks at all times and clean the computer when you leave. There will also be a posting of open times. So some of our GIS classes have to reserve that lab at particular times. So I will make sure that you see that on Canvas, but when you go to the lab, you'll see that hanging on the door as well. You'll also notice when we get to the part of the modules where it goes over the computer requirements, how you can remotely access our computer labs from any location via wireless or internet connection if you would like. And here is your textbook. The textbook requirement, it is Python scripting for ArcGIS Pro. Here is the ISBN number. Hopefully you've all purchased that textbook already. We do need it at the beginning of the class. The first part of that textbook goes over some really great Python basics before he gets into the use of Python within ArcGIS. So make sure you have that book at the beginning of the semester. It's available through the bookstore, and I know you can also get it on Amazon. I've had a couple of questions if a used copy is okay. Yes, a used copy is okay. There's only one version, one edition of this book out there right now, so if you stumble upon a used copy, that's perfectly fine. I will be giving you all data and all PDF documents from that book package that you need as you need them. So you don't need to worry about your purchase of the textbook getting you access to an online download system for data and exercise documents. And as all Canvas pages, it's just going to go over here and tell you the course summary. As I get due dates set up, you will start to see the due dates pop up here. Now you should not navigate to these things from the syllabus. This is just kind of to be a reminder so you can see how many assignments or quizzes might be coming up in the next week. You always want to access the content for this class through modules. Because the modules are set up, you're going to see here that you guys are actually locked out of a lot of information. So the module that you need for each week will roll out the Saturday before you need it. So the way this course will work outside of week one, because on week one, things are going to open up on Monday for you. But after that, the new course material will roll out every Saturday morning at 12 a.m. And you will have until Friday at midnight to complete the coursework. Now we're going to talk about a little bit here how you should approach that, because you should not wait until the last minute. This is a 3 credit hour class, so it's going to require a significant amount of work that you're going to need to work on throughout the week. But instead of giving you due dates throughout the week, because I don't know what all your schedules are, I don't know what your work schedule is, what your life schedule is, for some people, it is just easier to have a single due date than for me to guess when might be a good time for you guys to turn in things midway. So everything will always be due Friday at midnight. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually leave the student view right now. So you're going to be seeing my view, which just means you're going to be seeing a little bit more in Canvas. But I want you guys to see what these modules look like. So what you want to do when you come to the landing page here, you want to go through home, you want to read through syllabus, and you want to come to modules. And then this getting started module is exactly what it sounds like. It's the way to get you started. This first page here is just some university boilerplate information about Canvas, that if you are somewhat new to Canvas, new to online classes, which I doubt there are any of you now that are new to online classes, there's some helpful information inside of there. This next page is really important. This goes over student expectations for this course. So these are really important, and don't worry, there are instructor expectations that we'll go over next. So the key thing here is to understand the time commitment. Now you guys are a unique group coming through Miami now that you've had 2 semesters now of online courses. So you understand the fact that they do require the same amount of work as an in-person class, but it can also feel like more work because you're not actually going to a class for 3 hours a week and then having homework outside of that. An online class like this can feel like all homework, and it can be a little overwhelming. So it's important that you approach this in kind of a methodical way. I always suggest setting up a regular time throughout the week where you dedicate to this class, just like you would be going to the class. That way you have that accountability to yourself, and it doesn't feel like something you're just trying to plug into an already busy schedule. So at Miami, for a 3 credit hour class, it is expected that you would spend 6 to 9 hours on the course during a typical week. I will be very honest, some weeks will be less than that. Other weeks will be more than that. It just kind of depends on the course material, and it also depends on any random errors that you may run against. It could be that one exercise just gives you fits, and that might happen sometimes, and that's fine. But on average, be prepared to spend and schedule about 6 to 9 hours for you to go through this course. All right, so you need to be checking Canvas regularly. This is how I'm going to communicate with you. I would expect that you would be in this Canvas site at least 3 times a week working on the course material. Most of your course material will be delivered through Canvas, so you need to be spending a lot of time in Canvas in order to work through the course material. You also need to check your Miami email every 24 to 48 hours, and this is just a good practice for all of your classes. I will do most of my communication with you as a class through the announcements, so you need to make sure that you have your Canvas sites set up so that the announcements come through as notifications for you in your email. I do not use the Canvas email tool because it does not accept attachments, and I do not set up just an overall group in my email for this class. So I communicate with you through announcements, and then if you need to communicate back with me, just send me a personal email. All right, so when it comes to communication, I expect that you are going to communicate respectfully and professionally in this class. So many of you are about to embark upon your professional lives, your entry-level professional lives as you leave Miami. And while the way we communicate with each other here often at Miami is very informal, with emails that have no salutation and have no sign-off and are just broken English, is fine under some circumstances, but as you move to the professional world, it is very important that you learn the basics of professional communication. It's what will be expected of you, and even if they don't expect it, if you walk into an organization and you can show that you can communicate respectfully, that goes miles in showing how prepared you are for the professional world. So I expect that your emails to me and to your classmates have a salutation, a grammatically correct body, a complimentary close, and your name as the signature. So this is part of the class. So if I start to see repeated emails that don't follow this, you're going to get emails back to me that says, "Thank you for your email. Please check the course requirements for respectful communications and email me back again." So it's really just a simple thing, and it's good practice for when you leave Miami. Of course, with all classes, you need to avoid plagiarism. So in this class, you are remote, so you may all be in individual locations, but you all, I hope that you can create some sort of community, either that you meet in the computer lab, you find a space online to meet, or you find people in the class that you can ask questions of and work with. I highly encourage that. In all of our GIS classes, sometimes working together is the best way to learn. However, you need to be doing your own work. And by working together, I don't mean all huddled around the same computer. I mean at your own computers, working on the material, perhaps at the same time, but then having other people there that you can ask questions of or be like, "Hey, my code, it looks like what's on screen, but it's not running properly. Can you look at it?" And often another set of eyes can be like, "Oh, you're missing a parenthesis here. Oh, your quotation mark isn't being recognized. Oh, your tab isn't a full tab over." So those types of things. And that's what I'll be available, and Abby will be available to do as well. But I hope that you find a community in the classroom to do that as well. And then, of course, the last thing here is that if you are going through disability services on campus, just make sure you've done that, because that will communicate to me and all of your other instructors any of the things that you might need. All right, so that's a lot of student expectations, but don't worry, like I said, there are also instructor expectations. So these are what you can expect from me. You can expect from me that the course materials will roll out at a preset time, and that's going to be Saturday morning at 12 a.m., and that the assignments will typically be graded with comments and feedback within 1 week of the due date. So it's my goal to get things graded for you over the week after you turn them in and have it available to you after that. I will respond to your emails and messages within 24 hours or 1 business day. So I check my email a lot, obviously, but on the weekends, those are my time. So that's in the evenings, I am not available because I am a taxi service for my children. So evenings, you won't typically hear back from me, and weekends, you won't typically hear back from me. So during the week, that 24-hour period, I'll respond to you within a day, and usually if it's during the day, it's within a couple hours that I get back to you. And then I will hold weekly office hours that you will be well aware of. And like I said, you're going to have a bit of a forum where you kind of help me when that time might be best. All right, so the computer requirements for this class. The biggest thing is having access to a Windows computer capable of running Arc Pro 2.x. So we'll go over that, what the requirements are a little bit, but you can go here for the vendor specific requirements, and note that the minimum RAM is 4, optimal is 16, and that 8 to 16 will be needed to run both Arc Pro and other applications like Canvas. So that's just some computer information for you about what you're going to need. And like I said, I'll actually update this link so that it's a hyperlink so that you can go there and read that from Esri on what they say is the best requirements for installing Arc Pro. All right, so computer options for this class. You have several options. You can use your own computer. Like I said, it just needs to be able to run a Windows operating system. You can physically access one of our computer labs on campus. By being in this class, you will have key card access to Scheidler 132. You're welcome to use it. Just pay attention to the rules that are posted. You can also remotely access a computer in Scheidler 132 or 134. And there is a module in this course that's called Computer Access During COVID-19 Closures that walks you through all the steps to do that. It involves having a program that can connect to the internet on campus. It's a Cisco product. You will need to install that. It involves using Duo, and it involves logging into the computers here remotely. So all of the instructions are within that module. So if you're a student who needs to use your computer to access one of our computers, and when you do that, you're physically on the computer here in the lab. You're just using your computer as a portal to get there. You're welcome to do that, and I'll show you where that module lives. All right, so you'll notice at the bottom of most of the pages in this class, it's telling you to click next to continue with the module content. That's how this class is going to operate. Once you get into a module, you can always go back to the modules page, but you can also then just continue to click through, and it will be clear when you're done with that particular module. All right, here's the software requirements. So you will need to install ArcPro 2.x, and there is a quiz within week 1 where I will ask you if you need to install that on your computer. You'll be asked a series of questions, and we'll get you set up fairly quickly here within the first week of class. You need Python 3.x. It actually installs with ArcPro, so there's nothing additional you need to do. You just need to know that this is the location that it will install at. All right. It will be helpful to have Microsoft Office for you to type out assignments or type out and put in screenshots and upload things. And then also a screenshot program. You are capable, while you're at Miami, of downloading a proprietary program called FullShot, and here is the link to get that. And if you have a Windows machine, you probably have a snipping tool, or if you have a Mac, I'm sure you have another screen capture program. That's just fine. You're just going to need a way to turn in screenshots of particular items for this course. All right, so we're going to go back to the modules here. All right, that course tour page is not going to be anything that you see. I'm going to actually get rid of that page. So that's the Getting Started module. The way you're going to know what you need to do each week is coming down to the Weekly Requirements module. So let's go ahead and click on this one. So this is going to, it's not going to be a cat. You're going to see a short intro video from me each week. And then on the right-hand side of this is going to tell you what you're going to be going through each of the weeks. And then it's going to come down here and be a very short list of requirements. It's going to tell you what modules or what portions of modules you need to complete for the week. So it looks like for week 1, you need to do modules 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to come back to the modules page. And I'm just going to show you what the landing page for module 1 looks like. And then you're going to notice that there's the cat, again, the placeholder. There's going to be a video here for each module that's going to go through an overview of the module. And the overviews will tell you what your learning objectives are, and I will land on each of the pages for that module to give you a brief summary of what's going on in each of those pages. Each of the module overview pages is going to have the exact same setup. It's going to go through the learning objectives for that particular module. It's going to tell you what your learning resources and some data management. So data management for this class is very important. You're going to want to create a dedicated folder for this class, and you're going to want to create folders inside of that with the module numbers. And that's how you're going to do your organized, you're going to be organized with your documents and your data. Now remember, there should be no spaces in anything here leading up to the final folder name on your computer. GIS operations often get hiccuped. They pause if they see a space or a special character in the directory structure. So no spaces from the drive letter all the way to the end folder name, no dashes, a dash is seen as a special character, no periods, no commas, no pound signs. It just, the only thing that you should have in there is an underscore if you need kind of a visual break in what it's doing. So very important that you follow good computer science data structure for this class and for all of your GIS classes. So that's how you're going to manage your data. So if there's anything to download for the module, you'll just download it into your own personal module folder for the week or for the module. And your learning resources, it will tell you if you are all on Canvas, if you're going off to another site, or if you need your textbook for that particular module. So that's just giving you a heads up, and then after that you will just next through all of the modules. So you'll see here that for Module 1 is a reminder to go back and check those computer requirements and those software requirements from the Getting Started module. All right, I'm going to go back to the modules page, and you'll see that that's how the whole course is going to be laid out. Every module walks you through a certain topic, and for each week you're going to have a requirement to complete a certain number of modules. All right, I'm going to go back and land us on our home page here for to round out the video. So that is your welcome tour for the class. Make sure after this that you go onto the page, continue through home page, go check out the syllabus, then go straight to the modules and start from the Getting Started and get into week 1. And you'll notice that one of the things to do in week 1 is complete a discussion post. I'll actually click on that real quick. You will have to do the introduce yourself. It's the second thing you do in module 1. So here I require that you just give us a little bit of information about yourself, upload a picture, and this is going to be how we're going to see everybody who's in the class. We're going to do some introductions here, and you'll see that I've already done one for you here. This is my family. We went up to a little town in Michigan to socially distance from everyone, at least in a place that wasn't our house. So this is my husband, Jason. He is over in the education department here at Miami. Obviously, that's me. This is our oldest daughter, Anna. She's a sophomore at Talawanda High School. And this is our youngest, Sadie. She's in the 7th grade over at the middle school. So when I'm not at my computer and working on things, these are the people that I like to hang out with. So often if I'm distracted or at home, or if I'm not answering emails, I'm hanging out with these crazies. So, all right. Well, before I start talking to you too long, I want to say welcome again to class. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And I look forward to meeting and talking with all of you throughout the semester.